Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100's Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Logan Landers, and today I'm doing a special look at Mario Goodrich, the cornerback out of Clemson University. So if you enjoy this video or this episode of the podcast, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every single week on Facebook and YouTube. We got clips of our shows on Instagram at 100's Football, and on our podcast, you can listen to our show every single day at 100's Football, available anywhere you listen to podcasts, any major streaming platform, any minor streaming platform, pretty much 99.99%, I can guess. Thanks to the Believe Podcast Network for helping us out over there. And so go over there, leave us a review, leave us a like, leave us a comment. If you have any players you want us to talk about with the draft upcoming soon, now's your time. Get them in, put them in the comments. Leave a player, leave a historic team that you want us to review, maybe a player that you can help get us in touch with and we can give it for an interview. Just anything you guys want. You just put it in the comments, and we will do our best to get on the show in the very near future. So let's talk more about Mario Goodrich out of Clemson and what a career this young man has had. Let's go back in time all the way to high school and what he was doing. He went to Lee's Summit West High School, and he wasn't just a defensive back. He was also a wide receiver. So very interesting there. You see that he went in 2018. He said, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to go to the Clemson Tigers. Didn't play a whole lot. 6 total tackles, 3 passes defended, though, in his very limited time of action in his first season. So you like to see that. Then we keep going on, right? We go into 2019. He got a little bit more playing time. Still not a whole lot, though. 7 total tackles for the year, 2 passes defended, but he did have his first career interception. Then we go to 2020. He sees the field a little bit more. 13 total tackles, 1 pass defended, and 2 interceptions. And then 2021, this past year, is when he really turned up. 42 total tackles, 9 passes defended, 1 forced fumble, and 2 interceptions. And one of those interceptions was a pick 6 he returned for 20 yards. So you can see he got better pretty much each and every single year. In 2020, some of the big games he had against Notre Dame in the ACC championship game, he made 5 tackles. He also, in the Sugar Bowl against Ohio State, he had 3 tackles in that game, in the big games that you like to see. In 2021, this was his big year. First team All-ACC selection with his partner, Andrew Booth Jr. Both of them were phenomenal this past year. I know Clemson wasn't as dominant as we've seen in the past, but hey, those boys in the backfield put in some work. Against Georgia, man, he put up a good amount of numbers, 13 tackles, second most on the team against Georgia, who was ranked number 5 at the time. And he was doing everything right. He was the Cheez-It Bowl MVP. So, hey, when the lights get a little bit brighter, you can see this is where Mario Goodrich comes to shine. Like I said, the numbers are pretty solid, right? Throughout the 3-4 years he was here, from 2018 to 2021 at Clemson, 84 total tackles, 15 pass breakups, 5 interceptions. So, I mean, those are some pretty solid numbers. Like I mentioned this past year, first team All-ACC for his performance as a senior. And like I mentioned, the MVP award in the Cheez-It Bowl this past year. So he's coming off a career year, and this is the perfect time, I think, to capitalize on that and go into the NFL draft. So let's talk more about Mario, what I like about him, his strengths, his weaknesses, and how much and where he could go in the NFL draft here in about a month in April at Vegas. So, some strength about this young man. He's a physical guy in coverage. He's a good outside corner, got good jam and run without hesitation, which our guy Bob Butler always talks about. He's smart. He knows where the first down marker is. He's not going to play past it. He's not going to let the receiver get to the first down marker. He's going to go and jam him and do his best to stop him from getting that first down or that touchdown. High football IQ. That's what everyone says about this guy. Good agility, good bounce when he's shadowing his target. He's competitive. He's not going to let you run all over him. He's going to fight back with you, which I like to see. He plays to the ball if it's thrown up for him, right? That's why he's gotten multiple passes defended, a solid amount of interceptions as well. He's got good bursts to get back if he's been beaten. Excellent in the run game as well. Hey, he hits hard for a corner, which you like to see. His size, right? His size isn't the best. It's 6 foot 190. So you might see that and say, hey, he's a solid tackler. But no, he's not going to be scared to get in there and give you a big hit. Trust me on that. He's a wide receiver in high school, and it shows. Like I said, that's why you see He's so good with his hands, excellent with his hands, actually, and has the ability to get that big play ability. That's why he got that MVP in the Cheez-It Bowl. Good change of direction. Isn't going to get beat very often. Good in zone defend as well as in man. He has the length you look for in that cornerback position. Solid instincts and anticipation, off the charts, looking good. So, I mean, this guy has a lot of hype to him. What are things that he can improve on to where his weaknesses are being shown, that why he's not being talked about as maybe a top 5 corner in this upcoming draft? There's a lot of good ones, right? There's the Trent McDuffie's, Roger McCreary's, Kyler Gordon's, his other guy, Andrew Booth. But let's talk, Sauce Gardner. But let's talk more about what Mario Goodrich can improve on. He's physical, but sometimes he can be a little bit too physical. Doesn't have that elite speed you like to see. Ran a 4.52 at the combine, and he only weighed 176 pounds, so a little bit light. So if there's an elite deep threat, a bigger guy on him, he might get beat in that situation. They might ask him to bulk up a little bit. Like I said, a 4.52 isn't, it's not horrible by any means. That's solid speed, but it's not that elite speed you look for as a cornerback. Sometimes play a little bit stiff at the hips. Like I mentioned, if he's on a bigger receiver, a larger receiver, or a tight end maybe, they can, kind of impose their will against him, but he's not afraid to really go and fight them for it, though, at least. And really, he had the one solid year at Clemson, but until this past year, it was kind of so-so, right? This was his breakout year, so there's some scouts that are going to be saying, is he just a one-year wonder, or is he legit? He's solid in the, he's got decent agility, not always the most balanced when he's shadowing his receiver or the runner. He's better in man coverage, I would say, on short and medium routes as opposed to deep routes. He needs a little bit of help. And I think that, especially with the passing game nowadays, you could see a ton of quarterbacks take advantage of his aggressiveness and maybe try to go over the top, get a penalty called against him. So, I mean, I think just weaknesses, it's his size mostly, and his over aggressiveness, which, it's a good thing. It's a bad thing. It's a blessing and a curse. It is what it is. But personally, I like Mario Goodrich. I think he's a solid player. You really saw it this year, right? Clemson had a decent year, 10-3 as a program, very solid. I think that Mario's a good pro prospect. He's going to look good. He's got the length. He's a physical. And most importantly, he's a great tackler, which you don't see a lot of cornerbacks with. But I think that if you go with Mario, right, I think he'll be called middle of the draft, maybe 4th, 5th round potentially. Someone who you could throw in there in a couple of schemes, throw him in your cornerback, and I think he could do solid in the NFL. I think he'll be around for a couple of years, maybe get some good awards. You never know. But I like the potential with this guy. I can't wait to see how he excels in the next level. And, drop a comment. What do you think? How do you think Mario Goodrich will do in the NFL? We'd love to talk to you and hear what all you got to say. So like I said, I've been your host today, Logan Landers. And if you enjoy the episode today, please like, comment, subscribe. I live each and every single week on Facebook and YouTube. Check out the podcast at 100 to Football, anywhere else to podcast, thanks to the Believe Podcast Network. And most importantly, guys, stay safe. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you again on another live.